The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM Software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users, on demand on YouTube and on iTunes, and at my site, GaryBaumgarten.com, where not only can you see the shows archived in their entirety, but you can also see my commentary on the news and post your own comments as well. And thanks to our friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio, we're syndicated coast to coast across the United States of America in 12 million additional households. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten. Our guest today is supposed to be Maria Teresa Peterson of Voto Latino, who is not answering her phone right now. So Boaz is trying still to get a hold of her. She's in Washington, D.C., and she should be joining us in just a moment. Basically, the reason we invited Maria Teresa Peterson on to Paltalk is because it appears that the Latino vote could actually decide the election this year in the United States of America. The last figures that I have from 2 years ago, the midterm elections, showed that of 201, well, it shows that 9%, nearly 9% of the total vote was Hispanic. So they were estimating 17 million Hispanics voting in the 2006 election, which was 7% increase over the 2004 election. So obviously the number of eligible Hispanics to vote in the United States is growing and growing and growing. And I don't think any one candidate actually has a lock on the Hispanic vote. It's by far not a monolithic group of people, the Latinos. And so to say that they're all going to go to Obama, or they're all going to go to Hillary Clinton, or they're all going to go to McCain is really to misunderstand how people vote in their own self-interest based on their perspectives. It's not just about ethnic heritage. It's about socioeconomics and status in society, etc., that drives votes. But of course, they are a significant voting bloc, and Voto Latino is actually a nonpartisan organization that is working to get out the Latino vote. They have a website that helps new voters. Unfortunately, we're not able to get a hold of Maria Teresa Peterson today, at least not at this point. But we could talk about this issue and the effect that the burgeoning Hispanic community has on the election process and on things in society in general. And there are a couple other interesting election-related items in the news today. Former Ambassador Joseph C. Wilson has written, I believe on the Huffington Post, that he believes that Barack Obama's credentials on national security are dangerously shallow. And he puts across a strong case for why he ought not to be elected president of the United States based on his foreign affairs lack of experience. Now, one would expect that the person that would have the most experience, of course, would be John McCain, because he's been a U.S. Senator for so long. But I have documentation here in a piece that was written by Adam Blickstein that suggests that McCain has had a history of being wrong about Al-Qaeda, Iraq, and Iran. And actually, there's a member of Congress, Alan please refresh my memory. He's from Pennsylvania, a Democrat. He's the only veteran of the Iraq War to be elected to Congress of the United States. Anyway, that gentleman, that congressman, has said that he also has noticed, based on his experience in Iraq, that McCain has gotten it wrong on several occasions. So that's quite interesting indeed. By the way, in terms of the Latino vote in the United States of America, the U.S. Census Bureau estimates that there are 31 million Latinos in the United States. They comprise about 11.2% of the total population, the largest immigrant group in the United States. During the 1980s, 8 million immigrants came from Latin America. That's nearly equal to the total figure of European immigrants who came to the United States during the first decade of the 20th century. So, it's a considerable potential voting bloc here in the United States of America. Let's get right to the calls and talk about the Latino vote specifically, the election in general, while Boaz still tries to get a hold of our guest, Maria Teresa Peterson. Doesn't matter, we can still go right ahead with our discussion on this issue. Leah is deep in the heart of Texas, not far from where most people may speak Spanish. I don't know. Leah, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Thank you, Gary. And we were witnessing some interesting stuff going on down here in Texas recently with the voting. The New York Daily News had reported that Hillary Clinton did get 67% of the Hispanic vote in Texas, which gave her a slender margin ahead of Obama. She had 51% of all Texas votes, and he got 48%. But it was interesting because I live right in between two major metropolitan areas. I'm between Dallas and Fort Worth. And here's what was interesting. Dallas, which was mostly African American in terms of minority ethnicities, went in full force for Obama. On the other side, closest to where I'm at, is Fort Worth, and Hillary had definitely took Fort Worth. Obama packed Texas Stadium with 30,000 people. Hillary managed to garner a group of people down in Cowtown, which is a small strip area. Of course, she's having the smaller meetings, and there were 5,000 people total. By the time the media counted them, there was 5,000, and they had to block off the area. And I know because I live near that area, and I got to see it, and we saw it on the news. It was quite interesting. But what I'm pointing out is that there seems to be a racial divide even amongst Democrats, where we have the blacks voting